Hello, everybody. This is Apba Brian, and I wanted to share with you a book I've been reading, The Dizzy and Daffy Dean Barnstorming Tour. It was set in October of 1934 and written by Phil Dixon. Phil Dixon is a baseball historian, one of the co-founders of the Negro Leagues Museum in Kansas City. He's been on several programs. I saw him giving a lecture at the Casey Library several months ago, and that's where I bought the book. But he's been on C-SPAN, PBS, Sirius XM Radio, National Public Radio, Fox Sports, and he was in one of the characters in the Only the Ball Was White, which is a Negro Leagues documentary. I'm about a third of the way through the book reading about barnstorming. It was the Dizzy Dean Barnstorming Tour in October 1934, and it was played mostly with the Kansas City Monarchs, but there are other Negro League teams and Negro League players involved. It is quite a view of what the barnstorming tours are like. The book is quite a commentary as well on the racism that was involved in American sports in the middle 1930s. A lot of the teams were referred to, black teams were referred to in the newspapers as the Giants, no matter what their team name was, and that was kind of a clue to white people that that was a black team. So we're playing in this 100th year anniversary of the Negro Leagues, we're playing in the all-time greats teams tournament, some Negro League all-time great teams. And one of those we're starting a new series today with is the 1925 Hilldale Daisies. They were sometimes referred to as the Hilldale Giants, as a clue again to white readers and newspapers that this was a black team. But the book is interesting, and I recommend it.
Hello, everybody. This is Apba Brian and Apba Baseball Classics, bringing to you the All-Time Greats Tournament, game number 19. This starts a new best-of-3 series between the 1925 Hilldale Daisies out of Philadelphia and the 2001 Seattle Mariners. Hoping and praying that everyone among my subscribers are doing well and are staying home and staying safe. We do have a family friend who contracted the virus about 2 weeks ago, but she didn't get it real seriously, and her fever is long broken, and she's back to normal. And so that's all very good news there. So I hope you're all doing well out there. I haven't heard on the comment section from some of my regulars lately. So if you could check in, then I know that you're okay. Everything is going well here. Here's your starting lineups for today's game for the Hilldale Daisies. Otto Briggs leading off and playing center field. Frank Warfield will bat second and play second base. Judy Johnson's hitting third, playing third base. George Carr is the first baseman batting fourth. Biz Mackey, the catcher, batting fifth. Clinton Thomas is the center fielder batting sixth. George Johnson is in right field, batting seventh. Nip Winters is going to bat eighth. He's a very good hitting pitcher. One source said he hit 327 in 1925. Another one says he hit 345, but hit over 300 in 1925. Jake Stevens, is the shortstop. He is batting ninth. Your starting lineup for the 2001 Seattle Mariners. They will lead off with Ichiro Suzuki in right field. Mike Cameron will play center field. John Oru will play first base. Brett Boone will hit cleanup and play second base. Edgar Martinez is in left field, and so he'll take a 1 rating. Mark McLemore will be playing third base. Dan Wilson will be the catcher, and the eighth hitter is Carlos Guillen, the shortstop. The pitcher is Freddie Garcia, grade B, Y modifier. We're using basic APBA. Both teams are using fielding column 1 because they're good defensive teams overall. And here is the first pitch of the ball game. Otto Briggs steps in the box. Everyone on the Hilldale Daisies, except for the shortstop, hit over 300 in league play in 1925. Here's the first pitch of the game to Otto Briggs. 24 is going to be a swing and a miss for strike 3. And Freddie Garcia gets off to a good start. Frank Warfield, the second baseman. 51 is a fly ball to Mike Cameron in center field, 2 away. And now Hall of Famer Judy Johnson, the third baseman, and many consider to be the greatest ever Negro League third baseman. Here's the pitch to Judy Johnson. 1-1 roll is a hit column roll. And 31 is going to be a triple to center field for Judy Johnson. Brings up the cleanup hitter, first baseman Tank Carr. And 32 is a roll. That's going to be a 26. Infield is back, 4-3 ground out. So there was one threatening hit, but he didn't score. We'll go to the bottom of the first. Mariners come to bat. Okay, Nip Winters completes his warm-up tosses for the Hilldale Daisies out of Darby, Pennsylvania, which is part of Philadelphia. Nip Winters was a tall left-handed pitcher. He featured a great curveball and had an above-average fastball as well. Nip Winters pitched the Daisies to the championship of the Eastern Color League in 1923, 24, and also 1925. Here is Ichiro Suzuki. 41 is a 28. Ground out to the shortstop. Stevens fires across the diamond, and Suzuki's the first out. Mike Cameron, center fielder. 31 is a base on balls. For Cameron, he is a fast runner at first base. One down, and John Olerud steps in the box. 1-1 roll, that's a 6 against a pitcher. That's going to be a double over first. F runner scores, so Cameron scores, and the Mariners are on the board first, 1-0. Here is Brett Boone, had a terrific 2001 season with 37 homers, 331 average. Pitch to Brett Boone, 64 is a 36. That is a wild pitch. And Ulrich goes to third. Hilldale will play the infield in with 1 out. There's a pitch to Brett Boone. 53 is an 18. It's going to be an error on the shortstop Stevens, allowing Ulrich to score. It's 2-0 Seattle. Edgar Martinez. Yeah, we're not using the DH in this tournament, and so you must play the field. 12 is a ground ball. Double play to second base, 4-6-3. And that ends the inning on 1 hit, a walk, and an error. The Seattle Mariners take a 2-0 lead as we go to the second inning. Catcher Biz Mackey leads off for the Hilldale Daisies, and he is credited for being the mentor of Roy Campanella. When Roy Campanella had his Campanella night after his accident in Los Angeles, he's the man who he wanted to have stand beside him on Roy Campanella Day. Biz Mackey. Here's the pitch to Mackey from Garcia. 44 is a single, leadoff single by the catcher, average speed, from Eagle Pass, Texas. Here is Clint Thomas, longtime center fielder of the Hilldale Daisies. There's no outs. Runner on first. Hilldale down by 2. 36 is the roll. That's going to be a base on balls. I'll put the tying run at first. All right, George Johnson, the right fielder. 43 is a roll. That's going to be a 29. 1 to 6 to 3 double play. Mackey goes to third, but the pitcher Garcia was able to turn that into a twin killing, and there's suddenly 2 outs and only 1 on. He's on third, so the tie and run now is at the plate, and that is a good hitting pitcher, Nip Winters. Sometimes played outfield, also sometimes played first base when he wasn't pitching. Here's the pitch to Winters. 53 is a 21. That's going to be a ground out to the first baseman, who takes it unassisted. That ends the top of the second. We go to the bottom of the second. It is 2-0 Seattle. All right, super utility man Mark McLemore will lead off for the Mariners in the bottom of the second inning. He played outfield, third base, short, and second base for Seattle. In 21-1, Nip Winters winds and pitches. 23 is a ground ball to third base. That's Judy Johnson at third. Throws him out, 1 out. And catcher Wilson comes to bat. And that roll is a 42. That's a swing and a miss for strike 3. 2 out. Shortstop Carlos Guillen. 1-4 roll. That's going to be a fly ball to left field, caught by Briggs. 3 up and 3 down for the Mariners. We go to the third. Still 2-0 Seattle. Jake Stevens leads off the third for the Hilldale Daisies. 41 is the roll. 28 is a ground ball to the shortstop Guillen. 6-3. 1 away. Otto Briggs. 55 is a fly ball to center field. Cameron is under it. Makes the catch. 2 outs. Frank Warfield. 61 is a 36. That's ball 1. And 51 is a fly ball to Mike Cameron in center field. To the bottom of the third, Mariners 2, Daisies 0. All right, Nip Winters completes his warm-up tosses, and he'll be pitching to his opposing pitcher, Freddie Garcia. Nip Winters played for the Daisies from 1922 through 1928. 28, he was traded to the Lincoln Giants because of excessive use of the bottle. And that was sometimes a problem in his career. Here's a pitch to Garcia. 1-4 is a fly ball to the left field, 1 out. Top of the order, and Ichiro Suzuki. 1-6 is a ground ball to Stevens at short, 2 outs. Here is Mike Cameron, the center fielder. 55 is a 8 against an A. That's a pop out to Judy Johnson at third. So Winters has retired 8 in a row. We go to the top of the 4th inning. Still 2-0 Seattle. Judy Johnson leads off for the Hilldale Daisies. Definitely a team leader on his team. He was very good at deciphering other teams' signals, and it didn't take him very long to figure out what their signs were. And then he had an elaborate code to let his teammates know what was happening. Here's the pitch to Judy Johnson. 41 is a ground ball to the shortstop. Guillen makes the play, 1 down. Johnson's 1 for 2 with a triple. Here's Tank Carr, the first baseman. .21 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. 2 outs. Now Biz Mackey, the catcher. 31 is a fly ball to center. 3 outs. Go to the bottom of the 4th. Mariners scored 2 runs early, and they're still holding on to that 2-run lead. All right, Nip Winters completes his warm-up tosses, and the 6'5" left-hander will face John Olerud, Brett Boone, and Edgar Martinez. That's going to be a tall order. Olerud led off with a double and scored in the first inning of his first at bat. Here's the pitch to Olerud. 24 is a swing and a miss, strike 3. Second strikeout for Winters. Here is Brett Boone. 56 is a strikeout. That's a third. Here's Edgar Martinez. Can he strike out the side? Here's the windup. The pitch to Edgar. 52 is a ball hit on the ground. Third base. Judy Johnson throws him out. We go to the fifth. 2-0, Seattle. Clint Thomas, a very fast runner, will lead off for the Daisies. He was a .333 lifetime hitter and a longtime center fielder. He also played with the New York Black Yankees. Here's the pitch to Thomas. 52 is the roll. That's going to be a ground out to third base. And Thomas is the first out of the fifth inning. Here is George Johnson. 22 is a single for George Johnson. Fast runner. There's a lot of speed on these Negro League teams. And a good hitting pitcher, Nip Winters, comes to bat. 6-6 roll. That's a hit column roll for Winters. And 62 will be a triple along the right field line. And that gets the Daisies on the board with a RBI triple by Nip Winters. 2-1. Shortstop Jake Stevens, the only one who didn't hit 300 in the lineup. He had 217 in 1925 in league play. Runners on third. The Mariners are going to play the infield in. Here's the pitch from Garcia. 53 is a 18. First on error by the shortstop Guillen. Ties the score. Fast runner at first. Here is Otto Briggs. 53 is a 16. That's going to be a fly out to, wait a minute, wrong page. It's going to be a single to center field. And the runner will go to second. First and second, still only one out. Frank Warfield. Later became the manager of the Baltimore Black Sox, the team we just saw in the tournament. Here is the pitch to Warfield. Warfield hits a ground ball to second base, and he flips to, that's Boone, flips to his shortstop again, fielder's choice, and Briggs is out at second. 4-6. Stevens goes to third. And now the Daisies have first and third with 2 outs, and Judy Johnson is the batter. One 5 is a 10. Gets the B. That's going to be a single over second. One runner scores. The other is out at third, center field to third. RBI single for Johnson. Warfield is retired at third, 8-5 for the third out, but not before Stevens scores. And the Hilldale Daisies score 3 in the fifth inning to take a 3-2 lead going to the bottom of the fifth. All right, Nip Winters has retired 11 in a row. He'll face Mark McLemore, catcher Wilson, and shortstop Guillen here in the bottom of the fifth inning. 1-6 is a ground out to the shortstop, Stevens, 1 down. Dan Wilson, the catcher. 46 is the roll. That's going to be a ground ball back to Winters. He throws over to first. There's 2 away. Here is Carlos Guillen. 41, and that's a ground out to Stevens at shortstop. 3 up and 3 down. He's retired 14 in a row. We go to the top of the 6th. 3-2 Hilldale. Okay, Freddie Garcia returns to the mound and completes his tosses. George Tank Carr steps in the box for the Hilldale Daisies. 64 is the roll. That's going to be a base hit for Carr. He's 1 for 3. Fast runner. And Raleigh Biz Mackey steps in the box. 55 is a ground ball to third, and the runner goes to second. So Mackey's retired. First out, 5-3. Clint Thomas comes to the plate. Carr is in scoring position. 55 is a 8. We're on second. That's going to be a ground out to Garcia, who throws over to first, while Carr goes to third. Now 2 away, and George Thompson. 23 is a infield's deep, ground out to second base, 4-3. So 4 up and 3 down. Carr gets as far as third, but doesn't score. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Hilldale Daisies 3, Seattle Mariners 2. The Mariners will send up Stan Javier to pitch hit for the pitcher Freddie Garcia, who goes 6 innings, gives up 2 earned runs, 7 hits, a strikeout, and a walk. Mariners are down by a run. Javier will pinch hit. Here's the pitch from Jesse Winters. 22 is a 8 against an A. That's going to be a pop out to Judy Johnson at third base. 1 down. And the batter is Ichiro Suzuki. Norm Charlton's warming up in the bullpen for Seattle. 35 is a 8, and that is also a pop out to Judy Johnson. 2 down. Since the first inning, Nip Winters has retired 16 in a row. Here's the pitch to Mike Cameron. 65 is a foul out to the catcher, Biz Mackey. Another 3 up and 3 down. We go to the 7th. Hilldale 3 and Seattle 2. All right, the new pitcher is Norm Charlton. He is a B pitcher with the XY strikeout modifiers and Z control modifier. Nip Winters steps in the box to lead off for the Daisies. He is 1 for 2 with a triple and an RBI. Here's the pitch from Norm Charlton, a left-hander pitching to Nip Winters. 44 is a hit column roll. And we get a 13. That's going to be a double over first base. That brings us to Jake Stevens, the shortstop. He will sacrifice. 33 is a hit column. 36 is going to be a 6. So it's a 5-4 sacrifice, with Winters going to third, 1 out. Otto Briggs. Mariners will play the infield in. Here's the pitch from Charlton to Briggs. 65 is going to be a foul out to the shortstop. And it'll be up to Frank Warfield to extend their lead. There's a chance. 46 is a fly ball to right field. Ichiro Suzuki is under it and makes the catch. Go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Daisy's still up by 1. This is the point of weakness inning for Nip Winters. He has to have a few bad things happen before his grade goes down 1. Here's a pitch to Nip Winters, or from Nip Winters, to John Olerud leading off for the Mariners. 64 is a 41. That's going to be an error on the shortstop Stevens. And that is his second error of the game. So that breaks the streak of Winters at 17. Retired in a row. And John Olerud, a slow runner's at first. They'll play it safe on the base pass. Brett Boone's the batter. 44 is a 7. That's going to be a ground out to third, 5-3 against an A pitcher. Olerud goes to second, 1 down. Edgar Martinez. 1-3 is a 14. That's going to be a base on balls. First and second for Seattle. And Mark McLemore. Here's the pitch to McLemore. 63 is a fly ball to center field, caught by Clint Thomas. And now we have Dan Wilson. Tying runs at second. That is Olerud. They're not going to play it safe at this point with 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Wilson. 42. It's a swing and a miss for strike 3. We go to the 8th. Hilldale Daisies 3, Seattle Mariners 2. New pitcher for Seattle Mariners in the 8th inning is Jeff Nelson, grade A pitcher, KY on strikeouts, W on walks. Judy Johnson leads off for the Daisies. He is 2 for 3 with a triple and an RBI. 55 is a base hit for Judy Johnson. Fast runner. No, average speed. Here is George Tank Carr. He's 1 for 3. 62 is a base on balls. First and second for the Hilldale Daisies. Nobody out. Here is catcher Biz Mackey. Played in championships for both the Hilldale Daisies and later for the Newark Eagles. Here's the pitch. 21 is a fly ball to left field. Biz Mackey is retired by Edgar Martinez, and that's 1 down. Here is Clint Thomas. 14 is a fly to left field. Let's see. Runners hold, 2 outs. George Johnson. 62 is a swing and a miss, strike 3. So the Daisies strand 2 in the 8th, and they still have a 1-run lead. We go to the bottom of the 8th, 3-2. All right, Seattle Mariners only trail by 1, but that run has been made to look like a mountain the way Winters has been pitching. Carlos Guillen, the shortstop, will lead off, and then we'll see a pinch hitter for the pitcher. 34 is a fly ball to center field. Clint Thomas is under it, makes the catch. 1 away, and Nip Winters has allowed only 1 Mariner to hit safely this entire game. David Bell will pitch hit for Seattle. 24 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. That's 2 away. Ichiro Suzuki, the top of the order. 35 is a 8 against an A. That's going to be a pop out to third base. 3 up and 3 down. We go to the 9th. 3-2 Hilldale. Okay, Ryan Franklin comes out of the pen to pitch the 9th inning for Seattle. Grade B pitcher, Y and Z modifiers. And Jess Nip Winters will lead off for the Hilldale Daisies. Outstanding pitching performance today. He's two into his point of weakness, so the next bad thing, he'll be tired. It was great to only go down to a B. He has, with the bat, gone 2 for 3 with a triple, a double, and RBI. Here's the pitch to Winters. 6-6 roll. That's another hit column roll. And 32 is a double for Nip Winters. 3rd hit of the game. He'll be on second. Paul Stevens will sacrifice. You need 33. It's going to be a reroll to see what the result is. 1-1 is a 2. Needed a 1 for a single. 5-4 is the sacrifice. Successful sacrifice sends winner is a third with 1 out. Here is Otto Briggs. Seattle will play the infield in. This is an important run for the Daisies. Here's a pitch to Briggs. 43 is a 29. That's going to be a ground ball back to Franklin. Checks the runner at third, throws to first. 2 down. It'll be up to Warfield to extend the lead for Hilldale and ease some of the pressure off Nip Winners. 43 is going to be another ground ball back to the pitcher. 3 outs. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Hilldale, 1-run lead over the Seattle Mariners. All right, Nip Winners returns to the mound to complete his warm-up tosses. Probably a little frustrated that he was stranded at third base and didn't get that extra run. He's got Mike Cameron, John Olerud, and Brett Boone, tough part of the Mariner order, to negotiate here in the 9th inning. Here's the pitch to Mike Cameron. 65 is going to be a pop out to Biz Mackey. 1 down. Winners is 2 outs away of pinning a loss on the Mariners in game 1. Pitch to Olerud. 1-3 is going to be a base on balls. So the Seattle Mariners get the tying run on first. Timeout. All right, out of the dugout to run for John Olerud is Al Martin. Fast runner at first. Brett Boone comes to bat. 31 is a 8 against now a B pitcher because he is tired. And that is going to be a ground out to third base. Martin goes to second. There is 2 outs. This game comes down to Nip Winners and Hall of Famer Edgar Martinez. Martinez is 0 for 2 with a walk. Tying runs at second base. Here's the pitch. 26 is a swing and a miss, strike 3. Nip Winners really comes up strong here in the 9th. Final score is the Hilldale Daisies 3, Seattle Mariners 2. We'll be back with a wrap-up. The Hilldale Daisies out of Philadelphia scored 3 runs on 9 hits, and they committed 2 errors, both by the shortstop Stevens. Seattle Mariners scored 2 runs on 1 hit and no errors. The winning pitcher was Nip Winners of the Daisies. 9 innings, 1 earned run, 1 hit, 6 strikeouts, and 3 walks. And the losing pitcher was Fred Garcia. 6 innings, 2 earned runs, 7 hits, 1 strikeout, and 1 walk. Star of the game is the pitcher Nip Winners, the big 6'5" lefty from out of Washington, D.C. Had a great day on the mound, but an even better day at the plate. 3 for 4 with a triple and 2 doubles, a run scored, and an RBI. So the star of the game, Nip Winners of the Hilldale Daisies. The Daisies go up 1-0. They'll go to Hilldale Park in Darby, Pennsylvania tomorrow for Game 2 of this best-of-3 series with the Seattle Mariners. Hope you enjoyed the game. If you did, hit the subscribe button and the like button. Thanks for watching. Good day, and God bless.